you listening?
Breakthrough Media. Truth always wins out in the end because it outlives falsehood.
I'm the one that does the preaching here, for those who care to listen. Now, if there's anything that I can do...
Well, there's one thing you can do. Tell me why nobody around here will listen to me.
Well, if you want people to listen, you've got to tell them what they want to hear.
I told them the truth.
That's the last thing that most people want to hear.
And there comes a time where you have to stand up. This is not the time to cower. This is not the time to back in the corner. This is not a time to let people's opinions affect what you believe. It's a time to stand. And don't stand on falsehoods. Don't stand on somebody else's shoulder. It's time for you to stand on the truth. Time for you to stand for what you know, what you've been researching. And the passion that comes out of B. Tatum comes from the truth. All I do is speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Of course you can't trust China's numbers. This video is brought to you by the Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you're still subscribed to my channel. Like this video and comment on this video. Let's get into this. Of course, you cannot trust numbers from China. You can't trust numbers from a communist government. They censor journalists from reporting truths. We all remember. I don't know if you got amnesia, but most of us remember all of those videos of people dropping dead in the middle of the street, all of the above. Them banning journalists from reporting on what's happening. It was so much going on before it got to America. Now we've been distracted. But look at all the stuff that they've been doing. There's articles all over the place. All you got to do is search for them. I'll put a couple in the description section. And there's no way you can deny it. Not one iota of denial that they are fluffing their numbers. Wuhan was the epicenter. And now they're like, I don't know, third in fatalities, third moving to fourth in cases. How did that happen? As of today, they've reported 0 new cases and they report 0 new fatalities, while the entire world has accumulated 33,000 new cases and 3,000 new fatalities. How is this possible? Now, I'm not the only one suspicious. Most of you guys are not the only people who are suspicious of what's going on. There are people writing all kind of papers about how they are determining that China is fluffing the numbers. Now, I think we fluffing the numbers too, and we have our own faults. But let's start with China. They are having families who are getting the ashes and remains of family members who have been cremated. They're getting these urns back. People are now calculating, okay, how many funeral homes, how many facilities that function like this exist in this atmosphere, or at least anywhere near Wuhan. How are they working around the clock, 24/7? This is their capacity. This is how much equipment that they have. This is how many urns that they have. This is how many people they're contacting. With all of that together, they believe, according to the article, 46,000 fatalities when they only reporting that they have 3K. How 46,000 versus 3K? That's a big difference. You can even see that world leaders are coming out and being more suspicious. I don't know why our government isn't more suspicious about China, why our media is not reporting on this, but Boris from the UK, their leader, is saying, look, we're going to revisit this. We're going to revisit our relationship with China. We're not going to let them be the primary source of our 5G network. We need to take a step back, and there needs to be repercussions for what China did, because his government and others believe that they've been fluffed by between 15 and 40%. They have a high of about 40% more cases and fatalities than what they're reporting to the public. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked, ladies and gentlemen. That's communist China. But I'll tell you this, I don't even know if we can trust our own statistics. Think about this for a minute. They are fear-mongering the daylights out of you. And if you look at all the cases in the United States of America, half of the fatalities are in one city, are in one state. New York State, New York City. Half of the fatalities in the entire country are in that one state. 1 out of 50 states. One state has half of the fatalities. And they're saying that wall-to-wall medical facilities are losing their luster, or are somehow so bombarded that this is the worst case in the world's history. When one state has half of all the murders, or I say murders, half of all the deaths. And then look at it like this. We have way more numbers than everybody else because we're testing more people. And also, I believe that we have a vested interest in fluffing the stats. We have a vested interest in keeping the outrage going. Because last time I checked, here's a few major events that should shock you. Last time I checked, we have had 20,000 deaths from the flu, this flu season, 2019-2020 flu season, 20,000. We have recorded 2,400 cases of people dying from COVID-19. 20,000 versus 2,400. But yet, our hospitals are bombarded and everything is going to crap. Now, think about this again. In 2018, 80,000 people died from the flu during that flu season. In 2018, 80,000 people died in that flu season. No reports of hospitals being bombarded, no executive orders, no shutting down restaurants. They didn't even shut down a swap meet. And we're supposed to believe all of this is going on. And the swine flu during Obama's administration in 2008, 2009, tell me why 1,000 people had lost their lives before they did anything. And when I say anything on a national level. There was about, 17,000 people that have lost their lives from the swine flu. And we are just in full throttle panic, shutting down our whole government, something that has never been done before. Tell me why. Tell me why. People's numbers can't be trusted. The market is too volatile. There's no way to get clear numbers. I'm starting to wonder, are they categorizing flu and COVID-19 together to keep the numbers going? Because somehow in our country, we feel like, I don't know if we feel this way or we're presenting it this way, that somehow the flu is just stopped. Somehow people are not dying from any viruses but COVID. We just, everything has gone away except COVID-19. Come on, man. Like you gotta really know what you're looking at. You gotta really know who you can trust and who you cannot trust. And I think the numbers from China, you definitely can't trust them. And all this other stuff that's going on is highly suspect.